only public debate for the Calgary leadership, for the Alberta leadership of the Liberal Party of Alberta. We're thrilled that you're here with us this evening. My name is Brian Lee. I'm president of the Calgary Leadership Forum. We're the group that organized the event this evening, and we're delighted that you joined us. In many ways, history is alive in our times. I cannot recall a time when 3 political parties were choosing a new leader. So really, this is an opportunity for the province and its people to reinvent the political direction of this great province. Our first premier was elected in 1905, Alexander Rutherford. Our task now is to choose the 14th. We had 3 who were from the United Farmers of Alberta. We had 3 who were social credit, and we had 4 PCs. Will the next one be a Liberal? Good question. Applause line. This is the second in a series of the Future of Alberta debates that we're holding. We held one for the Alberta Party on May the 15th, and we'll be holding one for the Conservatives next month. As you know, Alberta has had a tumultuous history in choosing radical new alternatives to the establishment. So the question is, will the Liberal Party be that radical alternative? So there's a great opportunity to have a say. I don't know, I was a politician once, and I don't know that there's ever a greater opportunity to influence the future than when you get to pick a new leader. Because you have their ear and you have their undivided attention. There's some pretty significant issues in Alberta. There are mind-boggling deficits. We have a healthcare system in crisis. There's oil sands and the issue of sustainability, which is a global issue. The issue of property rights and 24 other issues. You just got to follow the papers. And we get to hear the opinions from the 5 candidates this evening. A little bit about us, the Calgary Leadership Forum. We are 4 years old. We have 1,500 members. Our mission is this. We're simply dedicated to improving the life and the quality of life of Calgary for this and future generations. We do this through debates like this. We do this through private receptions. We do this through policy papers. We do it through our website. So we invite you to be part of it. We're very honored that for this event we have a new partner with the Kirby Centre, and the executive director from the Kirby Centre, Luann Whitmarsh, is here this evening. Would you please stand and be recognized? We're delighted to have you here. So the Leadership Forum has no axe to grind, but I will tell you there's 4 things that we value in the political process. We value fiscal responsibility, number 1. I think we've got to pay our bills. We value citizen engagement above all. That is a fundamental to everything that we do. We think citizens should have a chance to have a say. Number 3, we value and recognize transparency and accountability. This is a new era with the internet, and this is a time when the citizens want to know what's happening. And number 4, we want the system to be customer, citizen driven. We want it built around us and not the other way around. That famous Calgary philosopher Bob Edwards once said, "A little learning is a dangerous thing, but a lot of ignorance is just as bad." So we're here to banish the ignorance this evening, and we're looking for a lot of learning. We would like to ask you all to stand, and I'm going to call Marika Knipscher, James Maxim, and Rod Edgar to come forward and lead us in singing of O Canada.
Okay. Really going to play it right now.
Sing in French?
O Canada, our native land, true patriot love, in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada,
Louis Brandeis once said, the most important political office is that of private citizen. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, this is our evening. I would like to begin right off the bat by acknowledging the Croatian Canadian Cultural Center for agreeing to host this event, and the past president, Joe Sosa, my dear friend, is here. Joe, please stand and take a bow. We're honored you're here this evening, and thank you for shaving for this important event. We most appreciate it. We also like to acknowledge elected alumni in the audience, and I have to say I am delighted that a former member of council going back 30 years, Ed Dooley, is with us as part of the question. Stand, Ed, please stand to be recognized. We have the MLA for Calgary-McCall, Darshan Kang. Darshan. Significance of the red turban. I don't quite catch that. I should know that? Okay. And we have the current...
I will die with a red turban on.
Not this evening, please.
It's a liberal card.
Check. Got it. And we have the leader of the Liberal Party of Alberta, David Swan. David, talk to me. So we are going to have a straw poll at the end of the evening. I love elections, don't you? This is exciting. They'll be part of the evening. All right. Now, are there any other MLAs who are not candidates here this evening that I missed? Okay, I expect a few more to arrive. We did draw for speaking order before the event started, and in the following order will be, and you put up your hand, Raj Sherman will go first, followed by Hugh MacDonald, number 2, number 3, Laurie Blakeman, number 4, Bruce Payne, and number 5, Bill Harvey. They each have 5 minutes for their opening remarks. Now, I trust you all. I think you're great people for being a candidate. I admire anyone who's willing to stand for public office, but just to help you with timing, just in case, I'm going to ask the lovely and talented Marika Knipscher to stand, and here's what we're going to do. You have 5 minutes. She is going to stand at 4. She's going to sit at 4 minutes, and she's going to hold the yellow card. She's going to sit at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, for example. She's going to sit, and at 5 minutes she's going to stand and hold the red card, at which time you can all throw buns. But that'll be a little clue, all right? Thank you. I also understand we have yet another former member of City Council. Joe Cece is here. Joe, where are you? Delighted you were able to join us. So what we're going to do is, while they are presenting, you have been given the special color cards, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a boy, you got a red card. If you're a girl, you got a purple card. And you have an opportunity to ask a question. So what we're going to do is we've allowed 1 hour and 10 minutes for Q&A. The last 15 minutes will be live questions, but to facilitate getting as many of your questions asked as possible, we would ask you to print a legible, short question. The shorter the questions, they tend to get asked. Our audience panel is going to review them at the break, sort out duplicates. We want to try to get through as many issues as possible. And then your moderator, Josefa, is going to facilitate the last 15 minutes of live questions. So we do hope to get as many as possible. Just before the break, we'll collect your questions. We have 6 ushers who will be running around to collect them from you. So let me properly introduce your audience panel chair. If you just stand all at the same time, Ed Dooley, Margaret McLeod, and Amanda Ackman. I also want to mention that the Calgary Leadership Forum, we have several members of our Board of Directors here this evening, and if they would stand to be recognized, our Vice President James Maxim and Head of our Glee Club, Secretary Elaine Yost, one of our board members, Amanda, who you just met. Yay, Amanda! Dolores Pelsel, who is an active in charge of registration, and she's standing at the back. Dolores. And Susie Dixon. Where's Susie? Please stand up, Susie. Susie is standing. All right, that's good to know. All right. I would like to mention, by the way, that this is being, this information this evening is being streamed, and we do have people that'll be sending in questions via live Twitter feed, so we're very excited about that. All right, I would invite now to the lectern our speaker number 1, Dr. Raj Sherman.
Wow. Good evening. How's everybody today?
Good.
Listen, you can all call me Raj instead of Doctor. I'm truly honored and humbled to appear with Laurie, Hugh, Bill, and Bruce on the stage with you. I'd like to thank all the organizers, Yusipa, Brian, and the Alberta Liberal Party, especially Dr. David Swan for having the courage to do what a true leader does. At a time to grow the party, to give it a chance, Dr. Swan made the ultimate sacrifice to grow this party. So thank you so much, David, for what you've done. Just to get to know one another, I was 6.5 years old when I came to Canada, to a small town in British Columbia. My father worked in the mill, my mother cleaned hotel rooms. We were taught the values of hard work. If you work hard, you play by the rules, anything is possible in Canada. This is a dream that my parents had when they came. When my mother was pregnant with my baby brother and us 3 young boys. We all learned English, and we worked hard. We played by the rules. We graduated from high school. Education was affordable. Because of the sacrifices that our parents made, we were all able to succeed. I've been an inner city ER doctor at the Royal Alexandra Hospital since 1992. I've flown the stars for a number of years and have taught at the University of Alberta as a clinical lecturer. But really, in the front lines, it's not an emergency problem. It's a societal problem that we see each and every day. The effects of homelessness, poverty, addictions, violence, illiteracy, families falling apart. And that's not to mention the healthcare issues of not enough family doctors, not enough home care and home supports for our seniors and those who are disabled. And this is why I ran for public service. We started to advocate and educate everyone in every party at every level of government, from municipal, provincial, and federal levels of government. I was convinced by Minister Hancock and Premier Stelmach to run for public service. I really had no political history prior to 2006. They said, come on in, make a difference from within. And I think many of you are well aware of what happened. Many decisions that were made were not decisions that us frontline colleagues in healthcare and in other disciplines, in education, in social work, in the energy industry, many of these decisions that were made in government were not made by consulting the people and the experts. I was faced with a moral dilemma, to speak the truth, when faced with a situation where Dr. Paul Park said the health system is on the verge of a potential catastrophic collapse. I understood the risks, and I had to do the right thing. It's an oath that we as physicians take with the community to speak up and care for members of this community, and to speak up for all, not only healthcare workers, but every Albertan. So that's history. I see tremendous opportunity moving ahead. What this province needs is vision and a plan to govern. I come from within government of the #1 spending ministry in the nation. The spending is going to hit 70%. Healthcare actually isn't the problem. I ran just to fix healthcare. But after being in government, the problem actually is government. It's the system. The system is sick. Decisions are not based on merit. Good ideas are rejected because they came from that side. And bad ideas are accepted because they came from our side. And the second issue is we actually need a balanced economy based on knowledge. We need to work on these environmental issues. We do need to work with the oil and gas industry. If you want to fix healthcare, you actually have to invest in home care and primary care. Get everybody a family doctor and accountability. But if you really want to fix healthcare long term, you have to fix the education system and care for our seniors. At the end of the day, this is a team game. We're all in it together. I see tremendous opportunity for this Liberal Party to succeed and possibly bring the government down if we all work together as a team. Thank you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful night. I look forward to your questions.
Hugh MacDonald, please.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Lee, members of the Calgary Leadership Forum, members of our Alberta Liberal Party, and ladies and gentlemen and fellow candidates. It's my pleasure and my privilege to join you here this evening to help select, over the course of the summer, the next leader of the Alberta Liberal Party. Now, Mr. Lee, I must confess I wasn't familiar with the Calgary Leadership Forum, and I was quite surprised and taken back whenever I was told it was nonpartisan and independent. But I walk in here and I see you got a wild rose as your symbol. So what makes us different than the Wild Rose Party? We know the Wild Rose Party is truthful whenever they say they will privatize healthcare. The Progressive Conservatives, while they want to privatize healthcare, try to hide behind one of the largest public relations budgets in Canada. But myself, as an Alberta Liberal, I have defended public healthcare for 14 years in the Legislative Assembly. I'm not a Johnny-come-lately, neither is Laurie Blakeman, to the healthcare debate in this province. We were there when Bill 11 was forced through the Legislative Assembly. We defended public health care then, and I promise if I'm elected leader of this fine party, I will continue to defend public health care because it's the best way to deliver health care to the people of this province in the most economical way. Okay. Now, our party has a long and noble tradition in this province. In fact, Mr. Rutherford, the first Premier, not only was he Minister of Education, he was an Alberta Liberal. The federal Liberals, of all people, were the party in power in Ottawa that ceded mineral rights to this province in 1930-1931. That is forgotten as well. But we have had, in both government and opposition, a proud tradition of good, sound public policy, not only in this province, but elsewhere too. Now, during the 14 years I've sat in the Alberta Legislature as a member for Edmonton Gold Bar, the opposition, the Alberta Liberal opposition, has made many good policy suggestions to the Conservatives, including the Alberta Stabilization Fund, which is helping us through this rather difficult economic time. We don't get credit for that, but there are many examples of what we have done to improve the quality of life for each and every citizen in this province. Now, in the time that I have left, I would like to briefly talk about what we should do to our party to make it more competitive in the next election, and some other policy ideas that I have as well. But certainly, we need to re-engage our party members, we need to rebuild the party, and to do that, to rebuild the party, we have to start at the constituency association level. The constituency association, they have been neglected. Unfortunately, I'm sad to tell you this, but it is true. And if we're to compete, and if we're to form a solid competition to the Conservative government, this is a 40-year-old government that's been in power for 2 generations, we're going to have to organize at the constituency association level. And where we have organized in the past at the constituency association level, we have been very competitive. And I'm confident if we all work together, we can do that again. Now, I would also like to promise that if I'm elected leader of this party, we will open an Alberta Liberal Party office in Calgary, and it will be staffed by outreach people that will work with each and every one of you to rebuild our party so we can compete. If we have to have a smaller office in Edmonton, so be it. If our budget dictates that, that's fine. But that is what I intend to do. And we have to organize our party. Thank you very much. I look forward to your questions, and let's together build a better party so we can compete. And vote Hugh MacDonald, please, to lead the Alberta Liberal Party. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh. Laurie Blakeman.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much. The fun part of being in a Liberal leadership race is you get to travel around the province and spend more time in places that you didn't know as well. So thank you very much, Calgary. My goodness, you know how to party with the Stampede. I bought some boots in your honor. And I also got a chance to meet a local designer. And so the outfit I'm wearing is from Lara Presper. And she is a Calgary designer. And I urge you all to look her up because she's a wonderful designer. Now, let me first of all thank all of you for coming tonight. Participation in democracy is what moves us all forward and gives us opportunities to make Alberta a better place. So thanks so much for coming out on the hottest night we've had so far in Alberta. I also want to thank the organizers for putting this together. It's no small thing. It's a lot of organizational back and forth. So thank you very much to the volunteers. Now, who the heck is Laurie Blakeman? Well, I'm from Edmonton. I joined the Alberta Liberals in 1992 and worked in various capacities for the party, and then was elected in 1997. I have stepped up and served whenever I was asked, so I've served in, I think it's 11 different portfolios, including leading the official opposition during the third wave onslaught from Premier Klein. And by building coalitions and working with others, I think we got through that and defeated the Aon-designed privatization of our healthcare. I've also been finance critic and environment critic and a number of other portfolios. I've been deputy leader to 2 different leaders and the House leader for 6 or 7 years. I think it's important, as I talk about party politics, how would I be different for you as a leader for the Alberta Liberals? And I think what's important is that we not disparage the work of the volunteers and the donors and the people that have been Liberal members before. And maybe we've lost some of them, maybe they're still here. That's good. We want to keep those people and bring in new ones and move forward. So I don't want to spend time going, oh gee, what you did before wasn't good enough. I think it was. You kept us alive, and that's better than not being here at all. So thank you for that effort. You got us this far. Now we need to take it further. I will commit to you to be running the best candidates that we can recruit and training and supporting them to a win. And I would start with the urban ridings where we have the best chances of getting people successfully elected. I will not spread resources too thin by trying to run candidates in all 87 ridings, including the ones where we parachute candidates in at the last second. I want the best candidates, and I want them well-resourced and supported to win. I will work with anyone who's engaged and interested in change and building a better Alberta. Now, most Albertans are not ALP members, and that's okay with me. I will take their votes on election day, I will take their volunteer time, and I will take their donations. I propose to build coalitions with whoever is interested on changing public policy and making Alberta a better place for all of us. So I am interested in working with, and I have worked with unions, with chambers of commerce, with seniors groups, with artists, with the NGO organizations that are out there. I think we change public policy by coming together and working in coalitions. I want to get us away from working on ideological straitjackets. You cannot approach every issue from along that left-right continuum. And increasingly, people volunteer and work on an issue-by-issue basis. They come together to work on on the tar sands, on reclamation. The next time you see them, they're working on a tsunami relief for the Japanese. And then a year later, you run into them and they're working on long-term care for seniors. So we need to work the way Albertans are working. Thank you. And that is on on an issue-by-issue basis. I want to use the immediacy of social networking and get very fast turnaround to get input from our own members and from the general public as we work through public policy in the Legislative Assembly. We need to own our own party. We need to have more of us supporting the party rather than constantly having our leader going and begging for money from corporations. We need to own it. And that will save our leaders time for doing things like building constituencies, developing strong public policy, and giving us a good media profile. I think we need to position Alberta as a modern urban province with policies and funding that reflect that. I would like to implement a new legal and financial deal for municipalities, especially larger cities, and I would like to move local decision-making down to the school board level, the healthcare level, and the municipal level, and that's going to involve provincial policy setting. Thank you very much for allowing me time to talk to you today. We look forward to your questions. Once again, Laurie for Leader, and you have my brochure. Thank you.